Hello everybody, it's Mike, the Baldadonis. Boom! Hey guys, on tonight's episode, this is a difficult video that I'm going to do. Before we get started, I was contemplating, and I'm still think I'm going to do it, thinking about talking about my childhood and the punishments that I received from my stepfather. I must have been an awful kid that I got such punishments that I got. I'm not going to talk about that right now, because what I got today on a text can't compare to that. All right, so this morning I was at the gym and I was talking to a person. He's disabled, and I'm doing a video about him Monday coming up. Tuesday. So we were talking about what we're gonna, how to present it. I told him to get some information for me and we'll go from there. But as I'm talking to this gentleman, I get a text from a subscriber / friend. Ever since I started doing YouTube, especially in the past few months, I started getting friends from all over the world. And my motto is sharing life experiences one video at a time. And I talk about all kinds of things. I talk about my past experiences and what I'm going through now. Steroid abuse, heart attack from the steroids, being in prison for 5 years, 3 months. I talk about being a kid. I talk about what's going on with me now and everything in between. I even bring on people to talk about their experiences as well. So I get this text and it's this long. And I'm just like, I didn't get to read it. It was because it was just a lot of information there. So I told Virgil I'll look at it, get back to him in a few minutes. And then I'm reading the text. Okay, I couldn't believe what I was reading. I'm like, is this something that you've seen on TV or just read? Because it was unbelievable. Unbelievably disturbing. So he wants to share his story via me to you, the world, YouTube. Okay. Some of the stuff that I talk about are relatable, and that's why I have some of the subscribers that I do have. I'm relatable in one way or another to my fan base. Okay. This one's a touch home to a lot of people. Okay. Yeah, it's going to touch home to a lot of people. It's going to be shocking. It's going to be disgusting. It's going to be disturbing. Did I say that already? It's disturbing. It's just fucking disturbing. Okay. So my friend's given me the okay to tell his story. I'm going to post up most of the stuff that we were texting about. All right. Virgil is a 34-year-old living in Texas. So we text each other on and off whenever. I have about 5 subscribers that are friends. You know, all my subscribers are my family, but I've had 5 of them with my personal phone number, and they share their stories. I talk to them, and you know, it's great. But let's get to Virgil's story. So I was just reflecting this morning on how when I was 11 years old, we were living with my grandmother, Dad's mom. My dad used to keep these Playboys hidden in a loft in the back of his mother's house where she would never find them. Being explorative and bored, I found them and would look at them any chance I got. I remember never being aroused, but just kind of fascinated. Anyways, one day I left one out and he found it had been moved. He came to me and asked if I touched it. I was frightened, but was scared to lie because I was going to take a beating anyways. So I did admit it, and he began to whack me. I was maybe 5 feet tall and 115 pounds. He was 6'2", 245 pounds, really muscular because he poured concrete for a living. Each backhand would disorientate me and would take a few seconds to come back. After about 10 of these bad boys across the face, I was looking red as raw meat and had a busted blood vessel in my eye. A few minutes go by and he's walking around talking to himself and calls me to a room we all shared. He's standing at his dresser looking at me with this smirk. He says in a menacing voice, "Did you take my money, you little motherfucker?" I knew it was time. I was getting fucked up. So I stiffened up and started to plead. "Please, Dad, no, Dad, please." As I was saying this, he threw his wallet in my face and threw an overhand right directly in my nose. I heard it break and blood went everywhere. He then yelled, "Oh, you want to bleed everywhere, you fucking pussy?" He hit me again, everything went dark. I came to the opposite side of the room on a pile of dirty clothes. He was kicking me in the sides. I remember feeling like I was going to puke. He saw me come to and turned around and walked out. I'm not sure how long I was out or how long it took me to get up. Eventually, I went to stand up and feeling very, very stiff. I stood up and wobbled for a minute. Still kind of dizzy, I guess. I walked to the restroom. I see my sister sitting on the couch staring at me horrified. I walked into the restroom and looked in the mirror. My eyes were so swollen and already turning black that I could barely see through the slits that were left. My nose was flattened to my face. It was so set kind to the side. It was also set kind to the side. My teeth were bleeding and felt loose. My lip had a massive split in it under my nose, like someone had cut it clean through with a knife. I attempted to wash my face, but it hurt so bad, so I just gave up. I walked outside as the sun was setting and was hit with the overwhelming urge to pee. I walked to the back, I began to pee and it looked like it was the darkest Kool-Aid ever. It was almost all blood. I can't remember if it hurt or not, but I don't think it did. I was just looking like, what the fuck? I zipped up my junk back up and proceeded to walk around the rest of the house. There was a concrete slab around the right side of the house. My dad was sitting in an old washer that was back there. He was kind of slumped. His head looked into his lap. He looked up at me and pretended to be sad. Didn't do a very good job. I remember looking at him with no fear and thinking, I hope he kills me tonight. I'm so tired of living in fear, so tired of the abuse. He just looked down and sat there in the dark. I went back inside. I remember feeling exhausted. My sister saying something to me, but I wasn't even listening. I walked straight back to the room, laid back down on the dirty clothes because they were already bloody. I didn't want to get the sheets bloody because I knew my sisters had to sleep there. I fell asleep quickly, and for obvious reasons, I wasn't allowed to go back to school for a while. I remember hanging out with my grandpa at that time. He was a Vietnam vet, and I loved working with him and listening to Conway Twitty. Just wanted to share a part of my childhood with everyone. They say everyone gets what they deserve. I don't know, hopefully. Now, after reading that, I was in awe, as I'm sure you guys are as well. So when I got home, I texted him a few more times. Apparently, he did this to his mother as well. So I asked him, nobody helped you out, your grandparents, anybody? And his words were, everyone knew about the abuse, but nobody did anything. Everyone was scared of him. As long as I have memories, I was getting beat, but stopped when I was 13. My mom went to a battered woman's shelter and they hid her from him. Then she got her life together and came and picked us up. I have to find pictures. I have pictures of him. He tries to pretend he was a great dad. Delusional, to say the least. I don't speak to him. Now, I'm like saying to myself, why would anybody do that to a child at 11 years old? Imagine being, I'm 6'4". Imagine being 6'2", 245 pounds, busting up an 11-year-old kid. Imagine that, fucking beating the shit out of a young little 11-year-old. So I asked him, was he on drugs, something, booze? So he says, yeah. Says he made speed, he injected speed, and snorted speed, plus alcohol, and has a natural raging temper. So I reply, injected speed? Never heard of that, and I never did. I never heard of anybody injecting speed before. So he says, he was just a dangerous person. Everyone was scared of him. He got sent to a boys' home when he was 14 years old. Got out when he was 16. They thought they could channel his aggression, so they taught him how to box. So he was just a terror. I'm gonna show you his father's pictures, all right? His name is Mark McDonald, and he lives in Abilene, Texas. You motherfucker. You're a big piece of shit, and I hope whatever happens to you nice and slow. I would love for some kind of cancerous disease to slowly tear at you where you can't do anything about it, and it cripples you for the rest of your life. I want it to be tormenting you. I want you to be in agony for the rest of your life. You know, I can simply say, I wish somebody beat the fuck out of you, but that's just easy. That's easy. You get over with in a couple punches, or somebody beating you up eventually. That's not gonna work. I just want you to have some kind of nice cancer. I want some kind of disease that just fucking tears you apart on the inside and out. I want you to live a horrible life. I want you to be hurting for the rest of your life, in pain, agonizing pain. But you know what? These shitbags, it never happens to them. It always happens to the good people, not the shitty people. And I just don't get that. Now, he also says that was just one experience that he had. Now, Imagine just being yourself and your dad takes a fucking shotgun and shoots you with salt rock in the back. Imagine being 11 years old, 12 years old, 13 years old. Your father shooting you in the back with rock salt. Imagine being in bed, sleeping, and being tasered. This was Virgil's nightmare. Okay? That is a nightmare. These are just words. This is just disgusting. You know, people live all over the country, all over the world, getting abused. It happens. But in today's day and age, everybody has a cell phone, the internet, something where they can get some help. We're more aware of crime with children. This man obviously should have been in prison for a long time. I'm so lost for words on this whole thing. I mean, it's just awful. Hurting a child like that is just unbelievable. So if there's any good folks down there in Texas, maybe find them on Facebook and say hello. Tell them that, Mike the Baldadonis says hi, and we know what a piece of shit that he is. All right? Yeah, if a person like that is on Facebook, then by all means, feel free to, get his attention. Tell him what a wonderful dad that he is. It's just unbelievable. But Virgil, I'm sorry to hear what you went through. Here's some pictures of Virgil with his family. And I said, so you love your family, right, buddy? He says, so in today's day and age, please report abuse to any child. Report abuse to any person that doesn't deserve it. A wife doesn't deserve to be beaten. Any spousal abuse shouldn't be treated like it was, that it's okay. Some fighting, yeah, that's going to happen. That's whatever. But I'm talking about real abuse. There's help out there. Hopefully you can find it. And this is what Virgil's talking about. He wants you to contact him on his Facebook, Virgil McDonald. He's down in the Texas area. And you can find him on Facebook. And if there's anybody that wants to talk to him about abuse, he wants to hear from you. He wants to be in touch. All right, guys, until the next video, Baldadonis out.